Today we're at the studio talking about the big C, customization.
I'm a woman in my 20s, I'm not married, I don't have kids, but I have a group of friends and I want to explore the world. Seaworthiness and reliability always comes first. I want lots of outdoor space and I want some wellness-focused amenities as well. So, what can we do?
Doggersbank. It's a yacht builder I've always had on my radar, but never really knew that much about until I flew out to the Netherlands a few months ago to pay them a visit and see what's currently in build in the construction shed. I was really impressed by the quality of construction and I appreciated the brawny but elegant designs. I also really liked hearing about the adventures and far-flung voyages that Doggersbank owners typically go on. But when David posted the video to his channel, I was surprised by the comments to find out just how much of a cult following this brand has. It seems like there's a whole fan club of people who feel passionately about the brand, either from their childhoods or from knowing them as a heritage Dutch brand.
So today I thought it would make sense for me to come out and see Doggersbank again. But we're not at the shipyard this time, we're actually here in Snake to pay the design house a visit. We are of course at VRIPACK, the Dutch studio responsible for all the yachts in the Doggersbank lines. Now, if you've watched David's channel for a while, you'll probably already know that VRIPACK is a wonderfully accomplished studio with a really diverse portfolio. They've done some high luxury, award-winning super yachts, as well as some hardy explorers as well. And while style and aesthetic is very important to VRIPACK, seaworthiness and reliability always comes first. And you can really see that being translated across into the trawler-style Doggersbank explorers.
Today we're at the studio talking about the big C, customization. Because as you'll probably know if you've watched any of the other videos on this channel, one of the big advantages of building in metal as opposed to building in GRP is being able to heavily tweak and alter the design to suit your needs.
So let's just say for a moment that I'm the client. I'm a woman in my 20s, I'm not married, I don't have kids, but I have a group of friends and I want to explore the world. And I'm not that satisfied with what other shipyards and designers have proposed to me. I don't need that much indoor space, I want lots of outdoor space, and I want some wellness-focused amenities as well. So, what can we do? And here to help me answer that question today is Joost Mertens. Now he is the person who runs Doggersbank as a brand, and he's also the senior designer at VRIPACK. So welcome Joost, thank you for being here today.
Likewise, thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain you all about the design process for becoming a Doggersbank for your personal needs.
Perfect. So the first question I had was about range. So obviously the 105 offshore's got fantastic range. I think it's about 8,000 nautical miles. But what if I wanted to extend that range a little bit?
Well, we talked about the subject of the two engines, the John Deere and the Caterpillar, but that has mainly to do with the service network available in the area where you will mostly sail. The beauty of the semi-custom design process is that we can still craft the tank size to your needs. So the most logical option will be in the steel construction to increase the tank capacity for fuel so you can extend your range.
That's interesting. So the engines are more to do with where you're going to be cruising and how easy they are to service, and actually extending the tank size, that's going to give me the range.
That's going to give you the range.
Perfect. The second question that I had was about safety. So a lot of my friends have kids. I was wondering, could you raise the height of the bulwarks if you wanted to?
Technically you can, but for the aesthetics and the overall look and feel and the shear line of the ship, the proportions as it is designed now, it would affect that significantly. What we did found as a solution in the past on our project is that we enclosed the sides of the main deck cockpit with bulwarks. So you basically get your second bulwark, creating a full kids playground, like a pit protected from water, flushing the deck, but also keeping the little ones safely inside.
That's interesting. So that's something that you've had experience with in the past.
Absolutely.
And talk to me about the hull colour, because I have a very specific idea in mind for my dream yacht. So I don't really like black, I don't want blue. I was thinking, what about like a tawny sort of caramel colour? Would that be possible?
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I do like to step a little bit away from the darker colors because they are very maintenance sensitive. The lighter colors are much more friendly in maintenance, which is nice. We don't have a standard color range, so you can pick any color you like. We can customize the colors, but mostly start with a standard color from any of the main paint suppliers. So a desert tan, for instance, from the All Crib range would be a very nice solution for you to test when we get into visualization later on.
Desert tan. Okay. And so talking about the exterior, what about the interior? Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, I'd love to tell you more about it, but then let's go into the other room because I like to show you what we have to offer on the material lab in the studio.
Perfect. So some of the Doggersbanks I've been on in the past have had quite a heavy wood finish, quite a lot of gloss, quite classic in style. Is there any way I could change that to make it a bit more fresh and a bit more clean?
Well, Katia, you're in the right place here. With the team of interior designers and stylists, we can obviously support you in that process. And we've done in the past different interiors. VRIPACK is an independent firm, so we've served different clients with different needs and tastes. And for instance, working with a nice French oak can be nice. This one is treated, a little lighter even. And to mix that with light colors, with a more vivid and more fresh look and feel, will give you a whole different interior, much more beach house, much more friendly, maybe even more maintenance friendly compared to the traditional designs that we did in the past.
Okay, and if I look around here at this laboratory that we're in, there are so many different finishes and fabrics and materials. Can I use basically any of this in here on my Doggersbank?
Obviously, I would say yes, and I think you can. The beauty is that the team of specialists, my colleagues here in the studio, can support you in mix and matching and blending it all together into a very nice and elegant interior. So the choice is yours, I would say.
And let's talk about the cabin count. So on this model, it's 4 cabins.
Correct.
But what if I wanted to take my owner's suite and convert one of the guest cabins next to it into an adjoining office suite? Would that be possible?
It is. You can do that. There's a very nice twin cabin now on port side next to the owner's stateroom, which is also possible to connect through the small hallway when moving the door. And that's still possible in the semi-custom product as a Doggersbank. What I do recommend is to consider a convertible solution for future resale value, because the market looks at the plan, future clients will look at the plan and say like, hey, the competition has 4 rooms, why does this boat have 3 rooms? And we've seen in the past that there's a growing demand for 4 rooms. And when converting such a room into an office, we can easily make one of the beds convertible or even 2, making them Pullman, which leaves you with a nice desk along the side of the hull, where we in the new 105 even increased the window size, so you have even more contact with the water. And also in that guest cabin, you have that window then in front of you, in front of the desk, which is a very nice location to do your phone calls.
Yeah, I bet. Write some emails with a nice view.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly.
And is that quite a common request, having one of the cabins be converted into a kind of office space that can also function as a cabin down the line if you wanted it to? I
definitely see it as a trend with the clients becoming younger, that they tend to work on board more often. I even see myself during the holidays still doing some emails. So I think it's also a way to stay active as a human being, and to stay in contact with your company, of course. And clients do appreciate the ability to work on board, and especially in such a solution like you propose with this guest cabin, you also have the privacy to get yourself away from your other guests or crew and do your work in all quietness.
Okay, good to know. And I think I saw in a rendering that in the lazarette you have a gym area. It's quite small. It's a little bit pokey. I think I prefer to do my workouts with like a morning swim. So tell me, can I change that gym into anything else? Is there maybe a better solution for that space?
Yeah, we did a nice gym in the Moonen 100, the Doggersbank built at Moonen. But this space is flexible to divide or to arrange whatever you like. So listening to your needs and well, having this prepared a little bit, we did a nice sketch of the space in proportion. And there we, when coming down the stairs, created a very nice dive locker for diving and morning swims, whatever you like. But it facilitates multiple diving equipment. It can accommodate multiple diving equipment. It has hanging space for suits, storage for bottles, all the other accessories that come along. And it's a very nice location for that because it's very close attached to the swim platform.
Yeah, it's perfect actually. So maybe not quite the right size for a gym for me personally, but a very good size for a very generous dive locker.
Absolutely.
And sticking with that wellness theme then, so I've lost my gym now. What if I wanted to turn the upper deck into a kind of wellness sanctuary where I could do workouts, maybe like a sunrise yoga session to help me stay zen?
Well, that's a nice question, because initially when we designed 105, we already had the idea of creating a flexible upper deck with initially some gym equipment in place. Also because the proportion of a boat, the roof structure here is a little bit higher, so when you're exercising you have a little bit more freedom to move around, which is obviously welcome in such an area. And for those reasons, we also took in account in the construction the ability to enclose this area, to make it an interior space, to include it to the interior of the ship. And when doing that, for this exercise, we can also use them as windbreakers along the sides, creating a very nice wind-protected and private area for yogaing, while still, when opening the aft wall and the aft doors, a nice indoor-outdoor ambience. If you want to stay in the sun, you can move the mats outside. If you rather like to stay inside, you can nicely stay inside in the air-conditioned area.
I think that's a much nicer solution than a traditional salon sky lounge that you'd have up there typically.
And we see a demand for people, growing demand for wellness and gym on board vessels, so that's nice.
And talk to me about this jacuzzi. I can see that you already have a jacuzzi here, but what if I wanted to amp this up and make it a little bit larger?
You can, definitely. We've done that in the past on other Doggersbanks, because the construction here already allows to place heavier equipment on the deck. The tender can grow a little bit, the jacuzzi could grow. We've selected a 6-person cabin, 8-person jacuzzi on the upper deck, because you have 8 people on board, you have 8 guests.
Me and 7 friends.
For instance, exactly. So if you even want to grow it a little bit further, we can definitely calculate that and design it for you.
Okay, and I guess it helps because you have about 15 other of these particular, not this exact offshore model, but other offshore models around. So it helps you with making those stability calculations, am I right?
Absolutely, we've done that multiple times before for clients demanding for a bigger tender or changing jacuzzi or other heavy equipment on that deck. So we do have the experience after more than 200 designs and even 15 offshore models to support you in that process.
Okay, so I'm excited now. I can see my vision coming to life. Is there any way that I can see this in a bit more clarity if my imagination's not that good?
Absolutely, absolutely. We've placed the new design in virtual reality for you. We've changed the deck for you into the wellness area with the large jacuzzi. And I'd like to show it to you in the VR goggle.
Perfect, let's go.
Would you follow me, please?
you go. That is the magic of customisation at VRIPACK and Doggersbank. The beauty of steel construction is that the possibilities to tailor the yacht are almost endless. As you can see, from the technical upgrades to the design flourishes, you can really alter the yacht around your lifestyle and make it truly yours. If you want to find out more about owning a brand new Doggersbank, the people to get in touch with are Northrop & Johnson, and I'll put their details on the screen for you now to contact them directly. I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes look at super yacht construction. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'd love it if you left me a comment letting me know what kind of features you'd have on a Doggersbank 105 offshore.